Hey, so it's about 2 weeks into my first surgery rotation. I'm gonna have four total. Each one's 3 weeks long, and I say halfway because I'm on trauma surgery right now, which is call every 3 days, and we have to take a total of six during our rotations. And I've done three of those six so far. So as far as I'm concerned, this rotation isn't measured in time. This rotation is measured in calls. I have the day off today, which is awesome because I'm really tired. Basically, the way it works, call Q3, is that you head in on your call day. You stay 30 hours until you get there usually around 6, 30 hours, so noon the next day. Go home and sleep. Next day is your pre-call day. Get there at 6, usually leave around 2 or 3. Go home and then come back in for another call day. So every other day that I'm heading into the hospital, I'm going to be there all night, which is not so much fun. My team is really cool though. Really, really cool. And of those three calls that we've had, the last two have been really quiet. So we had a lot of time to hang out, and there was a lot of really little stuff for us to take care of. So we actually didn't end up sleeping at all. Stuff from other teams that you're covering during the night. Tomorrow's Saturday though, and we're on call again, and it's my turn to hold the trauma pager, and you get superstitious at a certain point. So the last two calls have been a little almost uncomfortably quiet. And then we're on call on Saturday, which is notoriously busy at a large hospital for the trauma team. And our senior left yesterday to go on a whole bunch of conferences. So we're not going to have our most senior member of the team. It's Saturday, and we've had two really quiet nights. So, and it's my turn to hold the TTA pager. So, I have this feeling that Saturday's going to be a bad night. It's fun though. It's fun. The trauma surgeons are really cool. And, if I didn't like my life so much, I would definitely consider surgery. But I was talking to the senior, when was it? Wednesday night, when we were on call, and she was like, so you don't want to do surgery? Are you sure? She's like, you don't want to be 32 and single? This lady is beautiful, by the way, one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. And 30 and single, and spends her whole life at the hospital, basically. And I was thinking to myself, no, not particularly, actually. I don't particularly want that for myself. So, I just want to be done at a certain point. This is a really long road. Surgery, another 5 years minimum, not to mention fellowship time, because nobody wants a generalist for that kind of stuff. Especially if you want to live in a metropolitan area, which I'm pretty sure I do. So, The good news about this rotation, in addition to my team being awesome, is that I get to spend a lot of time in the ER, since trauma and emergency medicine work really closely together. I get to spend a lot of time there and figure out the layout, because I'm doing that rotation in a few short months now. And basically, even though I'm tired all the time and really busy, I've been trying to put all the fourth year life stuff away. So I'm not studying, I'm just focusing on getting all that stuff scheduled, and I'm probably 60% there. I have a meeting with the emergency advisor dude on Monday, and then I'm going to start with the away rotations, and that should hopefully be the last of it. I just want to, it's uncomfortably close now, and I'm not nearly as scheduled as I'd like to be, so hopefully all that'll get squared away in the next week or so. Would be really cool. I wish I had more news. Let me describe trauma surgery, actually, since a lot of people seem to be interested in that. First of all, not as glamorous as it's made out to be. Basically, the way it works on call nights is that this huge trauma team that I have, a trauma team is made up of a fifth-year resident, a third-year resident, a second-year resident, and we have two interns, which apparently is unusual, and then the 3 med students. So that's, let's see, 1, 2, that's like 10 people on a team, which is crazy big. And so half the team is trauma, half the team's non-trauma. And basically what the non-trauma team does is they take overnight consults. So let's say somebody's in an abnormal amount of abdominal pain. The non-trauma team will go and check them out and see if they need surgery. Or so it's basically the surgery consult team. So they're the ones who decide who needs an urgent appendectomy or urgent cholecystectomy. That's basically all we do at night is appies and choles. Or, who can wait for the morning kind of a thing. And the trauma team obviously takes care of anybody who is hurt in the middle of the night. We got a couple of really stupid non-trauma consults. Like, departments get really irritated if you call stupid consults, and so it was interesting. It's been fun, and it's been really, really educational, because you basically never see that side of medicine otherwise. People who are already hospitalized, their whatever wounds they have been stitched up, and like it is really interesting work. But it's a lot of paperwork and a lot of no sleep and a lot of really stupid problems when it comes right down to it. And the surgeries itself, we had one trauma that needed to be taken to the OR. It was this kid who had put his arm through a window and severed an artery, and it was a mess and ruined a pair of my shoes. I got excited and I forgot to put the booties on, and I got blood all over one of my shoes, and so I decided to buy a pair of the surgeon's clogs, because I figured even for ER it would be a good idea. But it all moves a lot slower than you might think it was. So, we put the tourniquet on, and one of the seniors was holding the artery so that it didn't bleed out. And we took him up to the OR and prepped him slowly the way you would prep a normal surgery. And, it took 4 hours to graft a vein onto this severed artery, basically. And, it's just an arm. So for the big traumas, the gunshot wounds and the auto versus pedestrians and things that come in, I'm sure those surgeries take forever. The big abdominal surgeries, nephrectomies and what have you. So Saturday, I'm not really looking forward to tomorrow when I have to carry the pager, and it's gonna be Saturday. And sorry this post is so rambly. I'm usually a little bit more organized than that, but I really haven't gotten much sleep in the last 2 weeks at all. So if anybody has any questions about trauma or, anything like that, you should leave it in a comment, and I'll address it in my next post, which should hopefully be next week, because I'll be ending surgery and I have 2 days off, between when I switch services and my regularly scheduled day off. Yeah, it's fun. It's pretty exciting. It's too long of a road for me though. So I'm getting through it, and hopefully by the time it's over, I'll have some good experiences and be done scheduling 4th year. So hope everybody's doing well.